Welcome back, Junior. This is episode 3 of FTB Academy. In between episodes, we did a lot to prepare ourselves for this episode. First thing we did was we expanded the smelter to be able to smelt a lot more items at the same time. And next, we automated the smelter so we don't have to babysit it by adding a couple of hoppers. One where the casting table is, and another onto the controller so we can put a lot more ores and we don't have to manually put the ores in every time a smelt finishes. And this is the problem with using only one smelter for all the ores. We didn't have enough material there to complete the cast, and so we're going to break the casting table to reset the smelter, and then we lose that material that we had on the casting table, but it will enable us to continue the smelting of the other ores. We also upgraded our pickaxe using lapis, and that will give it a fortune type enchantment. We'll get more ores with every one that we mine. Additionally, the redstone will give it an efficiency type enchantment, so it will make us break stone and other ores faster. We also created a tool forge, and with the tool forge we're able to create new tools such as a hammer that will help us break down stone easier. It'll be on a 3x3 grid instead of a pickaxe where it'll be just using one block at a time. We also upgraded a pickaxe with a diamond, and that'll increase the mining level to obsidian. We also upgraded the hammer with a diamond, so it'll make it easier for us to find ores. Using the updated tools, we're able to mine obsidian, and with the obsidian, we're able to update our tools even further, and also to have the material to build the Nether portal. To make mining easier, we crafted a backpack, and with the backpack, that'll allow us to hold more ores or other loot without clogging up our inventory. We upgraded the backpack even further to have a lot more capacity, as you can see, and we can go into options and hit controls, and here you'll be able to assign a key to open the backpack instead of having it in your hand and open manually with a right click. You can also go into your bauble slot and place the backpack on the back slot. This way it will free up one more slot in your inventory. Speaking of shortcuts, I assigned the shortcut of opening the quest book to the letter T, so that way it'll be easier for us to look at our quest book without having it in our inventory. Finally, I'm going to turn off auto jump found in controls. In previous episodes, I'm sure you saw my character jump a little bit. This is the cause of that. With all our tools upgraded, we were able to do a lot of resource mining. While we were mining, we were actually able to discover this crypt, and I still got to look into it, but it could potentially make for a good mob spawner. Additionally, while expanding our base, I was able to find this zombie spawner near our smelter. this could be another potential use of a mob spawner that we can exploit to harvest resources. After all that, we're ready to start the episode. First thing we're going to do is build the Nether portal and take a trip into the Nether. Let's go. I've chosen to build the Nether portal outside our base. One, to protect us from any mobs that may go through the portal. And second, the portal sound can be pretty annoying. And so I want it really far from the base. All right, here we go. All right, this is the Nether. Not a bad spawn, but first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up our portal just to be sure that it stays safe. The danger here is that that's what I'm afraid of. Ghasts can blow up our portal. But when you cover it with cobblestone, their blasts be doing anything to our portal. Quartz. I'm gonna try and find some more of those. This is Ardite. We can pick that up. And we can use that with Thinker's Construct to make more durable tools. And it looks like we got Cobalt over here. Right, we can pick that up. Oops. All right. We'll also use torches. And then I'm gonna lay down a waypoint on our portal to make sure we can find our way back. There we go. So even if we go out far and explore in the Nether, we'll still be able to find our way back. Well, looks like we found ourselves a fortress. The danger there with the fortresses is that we got blazes and wither skeletons there. And at the moment, where's that gas? Okay, it's going away. Good. Danger at the fortress is the weather scared skeletons and the blazes. So, gotta be careful there. Although I can, at the moment, mark the location of this. That way we can find one or find it. That's the sound of ladies here. Oop. Oh, there's a nice. There's another skeleton in there. Where is it? Nope, there it is. We don't have a despawned. That's okay. Get a few more of these resources, and then we'll make our way back. And we'll get started on our base. We'll start also on the different mods using these resources. First thing I've got my eye on actually is the mod for storage. We'll go back into it. It'll start. All right, let's go back. Another trip from the Nether. The B-side and die. Almost did, but I didn't. All right. Well, I'll bring you back. I'm gonna work on some few things, clear up my inventory, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've expanded an area near our smelter. I'm gonna do something a little different with our smelter later, but for now, we're gonna look at some quests because I want to start getting the quest for the refined storage. As I don't know if you were able to see previously, we go up, look at our storage. We've got different items all over the place across different storage areas. What refined storage does is that we're able to connect our storage into one block to be able to craft and pull directly from storage the materials when crafting. So first things first, what we're going to do is look at our quest book, and under technology, makes us it wants us to make a steam dynamo. So we'll get started on that. What the steam dynamo does is that using solid fuel like coal and water, we'll be able to generate power. So one coal generates 24,000 RF, and using this dynamo, we'll be able to generate the coal with water, turn it into power. Now the recipe for the steam dynamo is this, and with JEI, we're able to see how we're going to build this dynamo. So one, it needs a redstone transmission coil. To make that, I'm going to left click on this, and it shows us it needs 2 redstone with 1 silver. Now if you hit backspace, it takes us back to the previous recipe. It also wants 1 copper gear. To make that, we just need 4 copper in this pattern. A redstone, 2 more copper, and 2 iron. So here, I've got a crafting station that looks at the chest here, where our materials from the smeltery go. And I'm going to need some redstone. We don't have that much redstone, but we'll be able to find some more later. All right, here we go. Go here. We need silver. Where is our silver? There we go. 1 of those with 2 redstone. Redstone transmission coil. Then we take our copper ingots in this pattern to make a copper gear. Redstone transmission coil up top, copper gear, redstone at the bottom, 2 iron on the sides, and 2 on the copper. We'll do this. Now you can also look that up. JEI. Click on it to see the recipe. Now if you're in a crafting table, it'll show this plus here where you can move the items if you have it in your inventory or in a storage connected to the crafting grid. It will automatically move it for you. There we go. We've completed that quest. So we're going to go back into our quest book, and it opens up a bit more of what we can do. But this, we get an aqueous accumulator as a reward. So we can use that in conjunction with our steam dynamo with some coal, and we'll be able to generate some RF. Now, I don't have any machines yet to use with power, so what I want to do is to make an energy cell. This energy cell will take the RF and be able to store it, so we're not wasting any coal that we use to generate that RF. To craft this, we need a redstone conductance coil, which requires 2 redstone electrum to make it. We're going to need an energy cell frame, which needs a lead gear, lead in 4, some glass, and 4 iron. And we need 2 more lead and a whole block of redstone. So we're going to go and grab some glass. To get glass, as everybody knows, is a Minecraft recipe. You take sand and you just smelt it down. So we need 4 glass, which we have. We also already got some electrum. You can go into JEI. You'll be able to see how to make electrum. And we do that by melting gold and silver together, 1 of each, to make electrum. We got electrum here, 2 redstone. Now we got lead. And then, let's see if I remember the recipe here. Iron. Lead gear. 4 glass to make the energy cell frame. Now we need a whole block of redstone, and so to do that, you fill the grid with redstone. You get 1 block. Now I believe it's redstone here, energy cell here, redstone conductance coil here, lead up here, and there we go, energy cell basic. If you hold down, it says it holds 2 million RF. So that is fine for now. Let's see if we can hook up this steam dynamo. So first off, what I'm going to do is use aqueous accumulator. What it does is that if it's surrounded by water, you're able to pull it and be able to transfer the water somewhere else. So in this case, we're going to transfer it to the steam dynamo. All right. Got our water bucket here. Let's go ahead and make an infinite water source. It's too dangerous to go outside, so I'm going to sleep. I haven't lit up our surroundings yet, so we're going to do that a bit later. All right, so looks like they've got some sources of water here. One. So we're going to make our own infinite water source here. Just like in vanilla Minecraft. You put one in one corner, you put another one here. Makes for an infinite water source. Let's go ahead and turn all these in a source block. And I'm going to put the aqueous accumulator here to be surrounded by water in all 3 sides. And as you can see inside, able to pull water So now, first off, I want to cover this water up. And we'll just use slabs. I don't want to step in water every single time we go down here. We'll leave this open so we can grab some water whenever we need it. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and put down our steam dynamo. All right. Now use the crescent hammer. Yeah, we'll do that. And it just takes 3 iron ingots and 1 tin ingot. That's easy enough to do. We have all these resources here. Now using the crescent hammer, you're able to turn it however you want. Now with the dynamos, though, this little red area here is what transfers the electricity. So we're going to point our energy cell there. And here under configuration in the energy cell, we'll be able to tell the energy cell where the sources are coming from. So in this case, looking at the energy cell is how we're looking at the configuration. This is the left, up, right. This is back, front, and then bottom. So we have to tell it that it's coming, the input is coming from the back. Go. Now all we need is some water here and some coal here. So we're going to go ahead and put the coal in, and then we need to find a way to pipe water here into here. So let's look at our quest book. Go ahead and claim that reward. We'll talk about that reward later. Now let's see. Under transportation, you'll be able to see that there is a fluid duct here and an item duct here. So, like in the name, this transfers fluids, this transfers items. But in order to use these, we need a servo. So the servo is the thing that we use to extract from where it's coming from and connect the ducts to where it's going. So we need to craft one of these to be able to craft the fluid ducts. Now it's asking us that it needs glass, 2 iron nuggets, 2 iron ingots, and a redstone. That's easy enough to do. So glass, well, first off, let's make some iron nuggets. Need 2 of those. All right, now we need glass, 2 iron nuggets, 2 iron ingots, and a redstone. We'll make 1 servo. That completes that quest. And we'll get a reinforced retriever. We'll talk about that a bit later. Now we're able to craft the fluid duct and the item duct, and we'll be able to use these to automate the transfer of water and transfer of coal into this dynamo. So let's look at the fluid duct first. used to transfer fluids. Basic fluid ducts can only transfer fluids that aren't extremely temperate, like lava or gelid cryothium. All right, now we look at the fluid duct. This one is the opaque right here. This one is just a regular fluid duct. Now it just takes one glass. 2 copper ingots will make 6 fluid ducts. That's easy enough to do. We have the glass and we have the copper. Here we go. 6 of those. Now before we do anything, let's go ahead and look at the item duct. Item duct does the same thing, but with items. Now this one, it's a bit more complicated because it wants us to use hardened glass. Let's look at the recipe for hardened glass. There we go. And with this, we need pulverized obsidian, 2 of them, 1 pulverized lead, and pyrotheum dust. So to pulverize lead and obsidian, we can either use petroleum dust, or we have machines that we're able to use to do that. In this case, we'll probably use either the pulverizer or the crusher. Now the crusher requires cobblestone, iron casing, which we've got, 2 flint, a Restonia crystal, which we do not have, but we can make later on with the atomic reconstructor, and a basic coil, which requires black quartz and 4 more Restonia crystals. Now with the pulverizer, we just need to make a machine frame. It's got tin, 4 glass, iron ingot, kind of like the energy cell frame. We need a piston, which is your regular vanilla recipe, a redstone reception coil, which uses gold into redstone, and 2 copper gears with 2 flint. So we'll probably use the pulverizer in this case for the item duct. All right, we get 32 more, and we'll go with the basic fluid duct. Now this one will tell us about hardened fluid ducts. This is the one that is able to transfer any fluid, including lava. The recipe for that is similar to the item duct that uses hardened glass and 2 Invar ingot. Now to get Invar, let's see. We mix one part nickel with 2 parts iron. So 2 iron ingots and 1 nickel will make 3 Invar. Fortunately, I believe we already have that. Let's see. We got 3 Invar ingots here. Anyway, we already have what we need. Let me actually get some coal while I'm here. Go ahead and grab 2 of those. And we'll put it in this chest for now. So it's in reach when we need it. All right, so first off, this reinforced conversion kit. This upgrades a block, for example, a steam dynamo, to the reinforced tier. Now, what does that mean? If we look at thermal foundation, you'll be able to see the conversion upgrade kits, or the upgrade kits and the conversion kits. So what the upgrade kit means is you're gonna upgrade it by one level or to that level, but it needs to be within that level first to be able to apply the next upgrade. So for example, this is the basic. Using the hardened upgrade kit on it will turn it into a hardened steam dynamo, and then it needs to be a hardened steam dynamo to be able to upgrade it to reinforced, and then so on and so forth. With the conversion kits, it doesn't matter if it's basic, hardened, reinforced, signalum, or resonant. It goes straight to that certain level. So in this case, this steam dynamo does not have to be a hardened. We can, using this reinforced conversion kit, we're able to upgrade it straight to reinforced and skipping the hardened phase. Now, since we're looking at refined storage, and refined storage needs a good amount of power or RF, we'll go ahead and upgrade this to that. So now it'll generate 80,000 RF. So what we want to do now is take our fluid duct. Let's move this up one space. We're going to connect this aqueous accumulator to the dynamo. There we go. And in this case, we don't need to use a servo here. So now we're generating RF, and let's see here. We might need to use something in between to transfer that RF into our energy coil or energy cell. So we're going to move this one space, and we'll use this space for that. And if we go into our quest book, go back to technology, we get leadstone flux ducts. So this acts similar to the fluid ducts. In this case, we're transferring power or RF using these flux ducts. And this one's a bit more expensive, requiring 6 redstone, 2 lead, and glass. I say expensive is because our redstone is very limited at the moment. So now looks like I ran out of glass. I'm gonna go grab some. Go. So we got a glass in the middle, and then we need lead on the sides, and then from there, redstone. We'll make us 6 fluidex or fluxdex. Now this red part, we'll connect it to our energy cell. And then you can see now it's grabbing the RF that the steam dynamo is generating. And it's going into this energy cell, so we're able to save up the power to be used instead of it being burned, just being wasted. So now that we got power, we're able to start working on the things that we need for refined storage. To do that, we're going to look into our quest book. Let's go ahead and get some more fluidex or fluxdex. Now what we can do is go to storage, and it has its own chapter here, refined storage. And we're going to need to make a controller. So controller is the heart and brain of the RF or the RS system. The controller is the heart and brain of a refined storage system, or RS. Every block in the system must be connected to the controller in some way, either with cables or just touching it directly. Now this is what we are working on. The refined storage system is powered using RF by piping it into the controller. You can only have one controller per system. But to make the controller, let's look at the recipe. We need quart enriched iron, 3 silicon, an advanced processor, and a machine casing. So that's a lot, but we'll work on these one by one. So let's start with the quart enriched iron. To craft one, we need 3 iron and 1 nether quartz to make 4 quart enriched iron. So that's one recipe there where we need 4. Now to make silicon, we just need to smelt nether quartz. That's easy enough. For the advanced processor, we need to smelt the raw advanced processor, which requires the diamond, a redstone, a silicon, and this processor binding. Good thing we were able to get some slime earlier with 2 string to get 8 of this processor binding. All right. So let me gather the materials for this, get some silicon, and I'll bring you back. There's our raw advanced processor. We're going to put that in furnace to smelt. And this is our last silicon that we need. We need 1 more nether quartz. That is done. All right, let's head back down. We'll first make the quartz enriched iron. So 1, 2, 3 iron with 1 nether quartz. We'll make 4 of those. All right. Now we need 3 silicon. We have to make the all right, to make this machine casing, we need 2 recipes of quartz enriched iron with stone. Let's see if I have any stone. We'll go ahead and Just smelt one cobblestone. All right, let's head back. Let's craft that quartz enriched iron. So 2 more of those. Go. Go. Now, this is for the machine casing. Now we're going to need 3 silicon, 1 advanced processor, surrounded by quartz enriched, and we have our controller. Now it needs power, so we're going to stick it next to our energy cell here. There we go. And orange is output, so it's outputting power here. All right. Let's look at our quest book here. We get more quartz enriched and more silicon. Excellent. Now it wants us to make a disk drive. You can store storage disks, and the storage disks store the items. You can have up to 10 storage disks in the disk drive. Now to make it, we need 6 more quartz enriched iron, 1 more machine casing, 1 more advanced processor, and the chest. So let me gather that. I'll be right back. Stone surrounded by machine quartz enriched iron will make machine casing. And then this will make our raw advanced processor, which we can stick in here. Take a look at the recipe. We need a chest, and I believe that's all we need. A chest up here, gene casing here, processor here, and there's the disk drive. I'm gonna stick the disk drive here. Go to our quest book, and we get a wrench. All right. So this is fluid storage, and this is item storage. So I'm gonna make a storage disk. So it has different levels. 1K can hold 1,000 items, 4K can hold 4,000 items. Let's see how far we can go in making one. So the 1K storage part requires this. So 3 glass, quartz enriched, 4 silicon, and a redstone. Then more quartz enriched, more glass, and more redstone to make the disk. But the 4K requires 3 for these basic processors, 4 enriched, and 3 1K storage. I'm going to shoot for this for now so we can get 4K. We can always make some more whenever we have more resources. We'll craft these, and I'll be right back. Here is our 4K storage part, and then we'll turn that into a disk. There we go. Now with that disk, we can put it here. Now that will store 4,000 items, regardless of whatever they are. Let's look at our quest. Oh, we get a 16K. Excellent. Let's go ahead and stick that in because that will give us more space to put in our system. Okay, now what's the next one? It's a grid. The grid is where you can manually interact with your storage system. Connect it to the system to give it power. And you can use it like you would any other chest. So this grid here lets us interact with our storage. So we can either import items in our refined storage system or pull things out. To do that, we need construction core, which is basic wood glowstone, a destruction core, which is basic with nether quartz, an improved processor, which needs gold, binding silicon and redstone. We need 2 of those, quartz enriched, and more glass. Want to work on that? I'll bring you back. All right, here we go. Machine casing here. We'll leave constructions on top. This is at the bottom. Glass here. And then it goes here. Oh, of course. There we go. Let's look at our quest book. We can even go further and make a crafting grid. To make that, we need a grid, an advanced processor, a crafting table. So let me grab the items for that advanced processor. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So advanced processor, 1 diamond, 1 redstone, and 1 silicon. Let's smelt that. Meantime, we can make crafting table. Go. Our grid. And advanced processor to make crafting grid. Now this lets us do what the grid does while having a crafting table on there, so we can actually use whatever is stored in these disks to craft. All right, we'll leave it at this interface. And then what now I can do is I can stick all these things into our crafting grid. So let me grab most of my stuff, transfer all of it in here, and I'll bring you back. All right, welcome back. So I've transferred most of my stuff in storage upstairs, placed it in here. As you can see, We have 3,200 items in the disk drives. We still have about 20K, but I won't put things like cobblestone, dirt, sand, gravel, those kind of things in this system because it's only going to clog it up. I'll show you a different solution in a little bit, maybe in a later episode. This way, we're able to use any items we have in our disk drive and pull directly from the disk drive to craft whatever we want to craft. Now I've got this configured in descending option by quantity. So the most I have shows at the top, and then all the way down will show you the ones of the things that I have the least. All right. Now looking at our quest book, we completed that. This will help us make cables. I'm not going to go into storing fluids for now. We'll go back into advanced. Oh, that's for auto crafting. Cut. Now the solution that I was speaking of for the other items are called drawers. In this case, we can make any drawer. A basic drawer can store 32 stacks of a single item. And that's what we're going to use for cobblestone, gravel, sand, dirt, all those multiple things. Now to craft a drawer, we're going to select the oak because that's what we have. And all you need is a chest with 6 planks, top and bottom. And we're able to do that pretty easily. Let's use our refined storage system here. All right, so we have some oak wood here. Let's go ahead and make some chests. Okay. I'm gonna drop it in here. Now to clear the grid, you can just hit this X here to put it all back. Now what we can do is look for our chests. And now instead of looking, what you can do is you type it in, grab one of those, and then we can type in planks, grab it here, complete that. What you can also do is type it in here, look through JEI, basic drawer, click to move items, and there's the basic drawer. So this drawer here can hold 32 stacks. So in this case, I will use it for cobblestone, dirt, those kind of things. Let me make some more of those and make one drawer for most of my items up there, and I'll bring you back. All right, welcome back. So now I've arranged some of the blocks that we have in the storage upstairs. We got marble. Now we got 2 different kinds of marbles. This one is a raw marble, whereas this one is astral sorcery marble, and they don't play nice with each other, and so they have to be in separate drawers. Dirt, cobblestone, limestone, obsidian, sand. What is this one? Stone bricks, gravel, basalt, and then on the other side, I've got some of my resources here: sticks, logs, oak logs, coal, and clay. All right, now let's take a look at our quest book. Looks like we've accepted the reward for the compact storage, and that is a storage upgrade. It increases storage to 16 times the base value. So before it was 32 stacks. Now that will multiply that 32 by 16, so we can store more of that same item in that drawer. Like we have other rewards that we worked on here. We'll go ahead and get the speed modifier because we need the redstone. So we get 50 of those. Looks like we worked on Botania. We got the Lexica Botania, so that will give us a floral fertilizer. When you use the floral fertilizer on grass, it will help grow some of the Botania flowers. And we'll go into Botania in a later episode. Some of the miscellaneous quests, it's like when we were exploring earlier, we came across a village with a tiny torch. So we will go ahead and take that reward. We get 62 more tiny torch. All right. That completes all the rewards in the quest book. Now we've done a lot today in this episode. So we've expanded our area underground, created a refined storage. We are generating power. We've got some drawers here for more storage and more organized storage. We've expanded our smeltery even more. And like I said, in a later episode, we will be doing something with this smeltery to make it a bit more efficient, and we'll automate it as well. We went to the Nether to collect some more resources, which reminds me, I still got some stuff in my backpack. We got some netherrack, got some cobblestone. We got cobalt, ardite. We were able to get some glowstone, which we put in our system downstairs, and some nether quartz that helped us build the refined storage network here. So we'll call it here for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to work on some things that will help connect these drawers to our network, so we can pull directly from these drawers using our refined storage. And then we'll also work on some of the machines that we looked at to automate item transfers into our system and maybe expand our storage a bit more. Thanks for watching. If you liked the episode, please hit like, and please consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.